Guys, don't forget, Twitch chat, we want to know what you think about it at home. Take to the Twitch and vote Team Noob or Vitality. Let us know. The championship is here. We're going to get started with the pick ban phase very quickly. Outside of the standard bans that we've seen throughout the course of the Valor series, are there any outliers that you're expecting to see on that ban board?
No outliers. It's going to be typical. I think an outlier, I mean, well, not really. Malik has gone through to pick, which I'm surprised. Normally, he should be banned out because of how strong he is and how much utility he offers in team fights. But I feel like the bans that may come out here at Lindis is typical against Redemption, to target ban against Redemption. But he's been playing a lot of Slims. So is Lindis a priority anymore? Because if you ban Lindis, he can play Violet or Slim. So I don't think it matters. And the side laners will be prioritized as usual.
I think there must have been some sort of like agreement, some sort of like tacit agreement between all the EU teams that like now that we can play Malik and NA, let's play him every game just to show NA how it's done. You know what I mean? Maybe that's sort of what's going on here. Let's let him through the ban every single time. But now, of course, we're going to see the Zephyr's denial, the Zennial. So there's still a lot of good
Zephy's is interesting. Yeah, Zephy's being banned against.
I like it, though.
And we see, actually, a lot of Team Noob actually play a lot of Zephy's. They flex him side lane or they flex him to jungle. So it's a very interesting targeted ban. Liliana will most likely be the ban here, which then leaves Malik as a first pick. And we know Malik on pitch is devastation, but instead Ryoma is going to be tossed up in there, and that's not allow Team Noob to run that Ryoma jungle composition where they just roll over the early game.
But Liliana falls through again. We saw Vitality not prioritizing the Liliana in our semifinal match. Clearly that being a prioritization for Team Noob in the prior.
Wow.
So Vitality willing to give that up just so they can establish very strong side laners in the Malik as well as that Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you have Max, you have Omen as a good pickup in side lane. Those are kind of the bigger options left to pick. Kilgroth, if you want to, it's really good against a Wonder Woman Malik because he cannot be stunned or knocked up, and he can just destroy any melee hero. So against a Wonder Woman 1v1, he'll just auto-attack her to death. So Kilgroth could potentially come out, but I doubt it. Now with ADCs open, they could pick up that Lindis, right? That Lindis with Slims right on Redemption there, his best hero.
I mean, but again, marksman in the jungle that doesn't, I mean, other than obviously, the speed you get from the bushes and everything, tread softly, still.
Ooh, Nakarath.
Okay, well, let's see if Redemption's positioning here is going to be there on this Lindis. Obviously, it's a hero he's incredibly comfortable with.
Chinar.
Okay.
Chinar jungle? Nah.
All right. This is another solid composition. I love the Nakroth Alice combo.
Yeah, lock him down, get Max, go in the back line, get Omen onto that person, put down the Hissy Fit. Everyone go in, dive, knock up from Nakroth. He has 2 knockups from his passive and his ultimate. This is a really deadly combo if executed right. You have a stun from Alice, a stun from Liliana as well. But you also have a good CC from the side of Vitality. Malik, right, with the knockup. And we have Wonder Woman with her bracelets of submission. There's some good combo potential from both teams here.
I like this too because of the adaptation with the Mina with the taunt going to be going in there. Nakroth jumps in, able to lock him down. They're hovering the lumber, like, okay, but it's obviously so much easier to dodge that Earth Splitter as opposed to trying to, good luck to you, dodging the taunt there. So I actually like that adaptation. I think that's a direct response to the Nakroth. So I think this is very good adaptive drafting we're seeing coming in from Vitality.
Now, the question becomes, now that you've got the Liliana being the first pick, that's going to go in Poseidon's hands. So, EJ, how are you feeling that this matchup with the Liliana, Tulin, specifically with their handlers in Poseidon and Moon, are going to play out?
Yeah, Tulin's going to win the wave pressure. He's going to be a lot better at pushing wave and doing more damage to wave, especially early game against the Liliana. But Liliana outpokes the Tulin. I mean, completely outpokes the Tulin. And once she hits the mid game of the phase and gets items, she's going to be able to win the lane matchup versus the Tulin.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. A lot of this comes down to skill, too. When these guys are so good, you never know. Like, we're sort of splitting hairs on this one because, again, yeah, it should win in this situation, but if anybody is just feeling particularly on their game, if the ping's there, if everything's lining up, if they're feeling good.
Look at that, gentlemen. 50-50, our first ever complete tie. Team Noob and Vitality. The Twitch chat is undecided. They might be splitting hairs as well, but the finals for week number 4 is upon us. Team Noob have won 3 weeks in a row. It's a David versus Goliath situation. Vitality looking to knock the Titans down.
And you know what? If there was ever a day to do it, it is now. Vitality have shown that they can fire on all cylinders and take it and play with the best. They need to do that right now. as we see a little bit of some scuffles going on in the jungle to start things off. This is exactly what I expect. What is it? I wouldn't expect anything less from these teams.
Yeah, you can see there, Tulin just wins the early game trade against Leon and Lane. However, they don't make a full rotation to the red goal, and they could have stolen that and taken it away and put a lot of pressure onto Vex here, but instead they don't opt to do that because Tulin, again, you want to abuse that level 2 power spike he has against every mage he faces.
You do indeed, as we see Azur now trying to stop the aggression from Vex. The knockup is there, though, but Vitality are standing strong. Pitch has found himself in the midst of all his foes. The heal is being burned early, but totally worth it to secure that kill there. And we have Ika. You asked for some solo play. You asked for him to show what he can do, soloing out an Omen to start this off. That was exactly what we needed.
Yeah, that is huge. Not only did they win that jungle invade, but they also got a kill on side lane, getting that huge gold, the Vision Bird as well. And look at the gold lead. It's 2.8 to 4.2 already, and it's only 140 into the game.
That is absolutely insane. We're looking at a really big lead right now from Vitality, which is exactly what they needed to do, because this is where Team Noob struggles. We see it time and time again, but this wasn't really a question for me. The question in the early game, well, you know, Vitality, that's where they look strong. It's can they continue this pressure as this game progresses?
Yeah, right now they're doing it really well. I would love to see them continue to invade jungle. They are so ahead. Lindis excels in jungles because you know why? She's got that passive where she comes out of the bush and does so much damage. Look at these aggressive side lane rotations here. They're now punishing Ika a little bit, but he's able to get right out to safety.
I like 07's like, you killed me once, I'm going to bring my friends this time. It's not going to be so easy. As they're going in here, getting the Vision Bird. We do have Azur, though, with the Scythe, with the spin. And, of course, they want to contest onto this Dragon. The Liliana damage is there, though, and a nice stun, but it is not enough. As Vex is not being the target. Necro is going to fall the training out here. Poseidon is in full retreat. As 09 and crew, they're there. The stun, the follow-up, the shield. Alice, one more. There it is. But Max has joined the fray. The backline, the liftoff is there under Redemption, and we have a full reverse here as they're going back in. Ika trying to peel for the team. Moon is in the midst of all his foes. Poseidon is going to run away, though, as we have Sutaro there with the shock. Poseidon's trying to live a great endure, though, as well for Moon, as Ika is going to secure that kill onto Max as well. What an absolute disaster for the side here of Team Noob.
Yeah, this is going to give them a tower. They need to take the tower here. There's enough minions, but instead they're going to opt for the dragon. Well, the tower takes out those minions. They're too low, and now they're trying to rush the dragon, but this is low risk because they are pretty low, and Vex can clean this up and turn this around immediately because of their low health. But the entire team is rotating down here. Azur is coming to the rescue, and look at Vex come in there, but he takes too much damage and gets deleted by Moon. Wow.
Oh, Vex out of range of his supports, the shields, the stun, everything wasn't there, and now they're falling like dominoes. Vitality with a 4K gold lead at the 3.5-minute mark. They are going off all that momentum. A big warm-up series. Team Noob feeling a little cold. They played out early, and then they had to watch 3 back-to-back bangers. Vitality is coming into this now with every bit of momentum they can muster, and they are taking it to Team Noob.
Yeah, and we called it. They're winning these jungle rotations. Side lane Ika is winning against 7, which you don't really hear very often. 7 losing his side lane here, and the rotations, the Max coming in, just not enough. Pitch not able to do much because the way that Vitality's cutting the fight, as soon as Max jumps in, they all back up and they focus him immediately, forcing him to back off because he gets too low and cannot secure the kill. So right now they're doing a really good job of protecting Redemption, and the rotations from Azur. Azur is doing such a good job rotating. But look at Omen there. Omen is able to get the Death's Embrace, and Ika probably will not survive this, unfortunately.
But
wow! I spoke too soon.
You did not, but it was so very close. That was absolutely crazy. Wonderman already so tanky this stage of the game, and now Poseidon, oh, the taunt is there, but can they follow up, secure it? Poseidon is now onto the tower, and that is going to be enough. So at least trading out here somewhat. Redemption is just looking so good right now. Look at the way weaving in and out of this fight, barely able to stay alive, but this is massive here. Vitality, again, I was a little bit worried because of the lack of mobility that Lindis offers, but Redemption, there's a reason people respect ban this hero.
Yeah, and look at Moon. What a perfect rotation. Saves the tower. They only get a kill, and the trade is 2 kills. 1 tower goes to Vitality, and only 1 kill goes to Team Noob. That continues the deficit even further. And look at it now, 14K to 8.6K.
Wow, that's all I can say about that. Vitality are showing that they can hang with the best of them right now. And I think this has got to be, if you're this side of Team Noob, you've got to be sort of scratching your heads a bit going like, okay, we were expecting them to be like good after that last one, but like we weren't expecting this.
Yeah, and you can see there, the tread softly from redemption, abusing that bush, using it so much to poke, and look at the fight here. They're going to get another kill Poseidon, and that's the weakness of Lena. Too squishy to be able to last in these dives.
Oh, when you get the taunt to follow up, Azur just doing so much work on this Mina. One of the best supports in Europe. I have said it time and time again, showing why in this situation, able to just assist his team in every possible configuration of reality as they go in here and are able to get these picks over and over again. Ika barely missing that lasso, but that was so close. Moon might pay for it though.
Yeah, that was huge. Azur is setting up his team so well. I mean, the Death Sick, the pulls, the Dark Dominion taunts, the flicker in, the aggressiveness from the Mina. He is allowing his team to focus down whatever target he's able to CC. And with a Mina that gets ahead, man, that's scary to really play against that, because Mina is tanky, she's ahead, she has a lot of health. You're going to hit her, and she has the Mail of Pain, which reflects that damage. And look at that, they catch out to Taro, unfortunately, and get the kill there.
I mean, Team Noob, this is what they need to be doing right now. They need to try and claw their way back into this because they are so very, very far behind. But now, my question that I have asked, I think 3 or 4 times now at this point, can Vitality keep up the pressure? If they give Team Noob any instant to stabilize here, all they need is 1 or 2 kills in a team fight and a dragon, and you're going to see Team Noob back in this game in an instant.
Yeah, this is their biggest weakness. That's why every game, a lot of games that Vitality plays, it goes to 20 and then sometimes 30 minutes, as we've seen in today. They need to be able to manage and organize these waves and split push a little better and close out these games, because they have a really hard time closing. They allow their enemy team to scale up and get the level parity and item parity to come back.
They're going to try and deny that now as they go in here. This is absolutely huge, as pitch is going to drop. They're not going to keep up that pressure they're going to keep up that pressure right now, not let up, as they're forcing Team Noob to hug the tower here. But Sudaro is going to go in, finding the cleave. He's going to just bully back 0-9 and Poseidon as well here. So they need to try and make something happen. But this is a Team Noob like we've never seen them before. They are in full retreat mode.
Yeah, they have to be. And the thing that stinks and that's really challenging for them is Vex is on Nakroth. They gotta win early game. Nakroth's win condition is literally to run around your jungle and steal everything and get ganks all over the place with his multiple knock-up abilities. And because Vex is not able to execute that, and there's too much pressure against him and his team in jungle and lane, they can't capitalize on that. And as a result, they're losing a comp against a comp that scales really well into late game with Lindis here, ADC, along with Wonder Woman. This is going to be really hard for them. They got to basically let Poseidon get fed and carry them in the late game as Liliana here.
And we've seen that even if you buy 4 Holy of Holies, sometimes Liliana just can't carry enough. But speaking of trying to carry here, it is Azur going to look to put the team on his back with these amazing taunts. Getting picked on. Alice's Moon is getting pulled back into the tower, and is 0-7 as well, stepping just too far forward. Poseidon all over the place right now, not quite able to secure those crucial kills for his team. Moon does end up dropping, but it's a 2-for-1 trade and a tower to boot. Vitality will take that 7 days of the week, as they are now also getting split pressure here with Ika, and the Darkslayer might be next up on the menu.
Yeah, it definitely will be. They're 10k gold ahead. Noob cannot contest anything. Look at the item difference. Alice is squishy, so if Alice gets engaged on by Mina, she's in really big trouble. And Vex is going to try to steal this, but he fails and is not able to, but he might be able to get out in time here.
I will be somewhat surprised if Vex lives here. And maybe, oh no,
oh, wow.
Oh no, I'm not surprised at all. He got killed real quick. That is Vitality coming in with the Darkslayer buff, pushing in this high ground. They have minions in multiple waves. They have the pressure here across the board. Tulin is respawning as they're looking towards this high ground tower in the mid, and they are going to be securing that now with ease. They're pushing in the taunt 0-7. What are you doing, friend? That is not the place to be.
That was 2 hits that hit 13 damage each against 7. 7's health bar just got depleted so quickly, and as a result, they now can push so much aggression against. Look at Alice, no defense at all, easily pulled by Azur. Azur making these plays on Mina, securing these initiations, securing these kills, and really nice job by Vitality.
Absolutely phenomenal job from them. Vitality, the underdog, taking game number 1 against the Giants, the Goliath, Team Noob.
They struck quick, they struck fast, but more importantly, they struck hard. Vitality walks away with a Game 1 victory over Team Noob. No one was expecting them to come hot out the gates, except for me. I knew it. I told you.
No. Dude, if there was a time for Vitality to win, it was like Vitality's going to win early. The question is are they going to give up the late game to Noob? And they did not. They kept the pressure up. They showed that that they can win games. They showed that they can identify their power spikes, get ahead, keep ahead, win.
That's it. This was what we were worried about Team Noob when you looked at them in the semifinals. Royal didn't have that extra step that they needed to take in the earlier stages of the game. What did this prove? Vitality had the ability to do just that. 18-4 kills. Very seldom do you find a situation where Team Noob is down in any fashion, definitely when it comes to kills. If they're behind, you see Team Noob behind in gold, in objectives, but never in kills. Team Noob has been doing a fantastic job throughout the Valor series at making sure that they collect themselves and try not to do their best to die. But 18 deaths in such a short game time, Vitality, Sweej, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like I said, I called it Ika, one side lane. 7 was not able to do much. Like, I know these teams. I study them. They're phenomenal. But I know what strengths and weaknesses they play in role. And Ika really held his own in side lane as Wonder Woman. He had some key lassos, some key ultimates. And then the rotations coming through. They're able to arouse redemption and abuse Lindis' jungle advantage. Because she has a passive called Tread Softly. She comes out of bushes. It's 2 auto attacks that come out of nowhere. Denied Vex's Nakroth win condition. Vex could not do anything, could not go around jungle, steal it, get ganks all over, because honestly they're putting more pressure against Team Noob and playing and Azure honestly was the MVP. His rotations, his Dr. Min, his death pulls, his death Sith pulls were setting up all these engages so well and basically converting these plays into objectives.
Nakroth wants to get early. He wants to get early kills. He wants to start to snowball. He wants to carry his team further, again, be a menace all over the map. But when you shut him down, he is a bit of a win more hero. If once you get ahead with him, you continue to snowball, great. But Nakroth playing from behind, that's a feels bad, man. That is not where you want to be at all. Seriously, that was just impressive play from start to finish. This is a new day for them.
Now, we have one replay that we want to show before we kick over to game number 2, and it is a pure example of Vitality's ability to rotate early in the jungle with the kills that they were able to acquire.
Yeah, and you can see here Azure is kind of distracting him, making him waste time. They waste the Dark Dominion, the Death Embrace onto Azure here, and as a result, because Azure baited them all that on the tank, their Moon's able to come in, Redemption's able to come in, get these key kills, and look at that. You know, Alice gets hit by Lindis from far, just one more auto attack secures, and then look at it. When Pitch comes in, they all rotate and protect Redemption here, and Pick basically was not able to secure the kill, and this turns it around for them.
That was all set up by just some amazing positioning from Azure, able to cause the opposing team to clump to a point where Wonder Woman got a 4-man bracelets of submission. That was huge, creating that shield, creating that 4-man stun, giving them that second breath of life in that team fight. And as you can see here, when the whole team rotates in, they're just able to do so much work. Just phenomenal individual, like those individual, the term you like to use, microchasms jump. They come out of these team fights, and again, these just individual moments of one-on-one outplays in the midst of a field of chaos. It's beautiful to watch.
And you take a look at not only their extremely premeditated rotations, but more importantly, what they're able to do after. We've talked about Team Noob in Europe as well as teams like Immortals and Allegiance over in North America, where teams that have a capability of finding a piece of success and then taking it to the next step and securing more quicker, certainly what Vitality was able to do. But Team Noob finds themselves in a position that we do not see them in quite often, if ever. So the question becomes, what changes for game number 2, Sui for Team Noob?
I think if they're going to play Alice, they need to initiate. I feel like they're playing too defensive, and Alice gets initiate, and she has enchanted kicks and the Frosties. She has no defense. So Alice actually fell in a lot of those matches early in a lot of those team fights, and they need to initiate first. And that's how Alice's win condition. Because they're getting engaged on, Team Noob just played more passive, and Vitality played more aggressive, and Team Noob needs to go back to playing aggressive and being the playmaking team that they are.
I agree wholeheartedly. Don't make it too crazy. Draft standard, draft meta. Let's go.
Well, We're going to get into game number 2 very shortly, but in the spirit of giving, we're going to keep giving. We've got two more sets of giveaways for you guys. Remember, these are region locked, so if you're North America, use the NA code. If you're in EU, use the EU code. They will not work across region. 25 chances per code, so get yourself some potentials for that. We will be continuously giving these out throughout the entirety of the rest of the day. We have the finals of the European bracket for the Valor series up right now. We've got the semifinals and the finals coming up later today for North America. But let's get back to it. Game number 2, Team Noob, they need to tighten themselves up. Early game. How can they change up this draft phase as it gets started shortly, Suijay, to potentially help their early game a little bit better?
Yeah, if they're going to draft like Nakroth into a Violet, they could have picked Thane. Thane would have been a really good support there instead of the Alice, because Alice is good against dive comps, but not as good against ADC comps that can engage and hit her from farther range. So I feel like if they can get like a Thane and a heavier initiation comp and counter initiate or initiate better, then Team Noob has a better chance in a lot of these fights.
I would agree. I mean, Alice playing defensive, constantly trying to save her team, yeah, that's one way to do it, but Alice really wants to be the one to help set up those big plays or continue, be that second chain in the CC run. So we'll see what they opt for here. Superman, Zephys, Ryoma, Wonder Woman, and Malik being denied here. Across the board, pretty standard, but look at the prioritization on the side lanes. Almost 100%. Teamy or Liliana, one of them's going to get through.
Oh, Max.
Wait,
instead.
give them
They're
both.
going to give Vitality
choose.
Oh my goodness. You're going to give a team.
You're going to give Azur. You're going to give Azur Teamy.
And that's his best hero. So
now the question is it Liliana or is it
I think Teamy.
I think Teamy, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, Teamy.
100%.
Liliana has not been an issue. Liliana has lost both her games today in EU. So Liliana is strong, but she's squishy. If you engage on her, you can kill her very quickly, and that's her weakness. You got to exploit the enemy hero's weakness, and that's exactly what a lot of teams are doing against Liliana. You know, she pokes you to death. If you don't allow that to happen, you just kill her first, she can't really poke you. So with that, Lubu, Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman being banned, Lubu will be picked up. Omen also looks really good here. If they don't pick up Omen here, Omen's gonna be picked up on the side of Team Noob, or they may take 7 onto an ADC lane here, potentially. Zephys is banned too. Really nice bans here by the side of Vitality.
Well, they just left up so many strong heroes. Like, forget it. We're just gonna leave everything up that's good. We're gonna focus only on side laners. Literally, I mean, maybe Zephys can juggle, but I mean, like, no, also kind of juggle. But literally, we're looking at the side laner war here, and Team Noob once again pulling out a Murad here.
Wow.
Last time they played Murad, they almost didn't win that game.
Yeah, the thing about Murad, he's so good, but they have Teamy, so Murad kills the team. Teamy can revive them, and then now Chognar has been picked here, the biggest and best counter to Alice.
Did Vitality just like straight win this draft?
They have a really good draft, but there's gonna be ADC here. What?
No. No. Team Noob. Come on.
I don't think this is gonna be. I'm saying this as right now as it decides to go down last second.
Oh,
no.
Zuka.
So Zenial, Liliana,
okay. All right.
Murad, Alice,
I like
and Zuka. This composition is very different than what we see normally coming out at the side of Team Noob. We've seen them pick the Alice, we've seen them pick the Murad, but in combination with the Zuka, how is this lining up more or less with the coagulation of their composition? Suijay, more of what is this Zuka going to do against a team that you see with the draft of Vitality?
Yeah, well, with their coagulation, no, I was kidding. What they need to do is Zuka needs to go in. Zuka is a guy that distracts them. So Murad can just do a lot of damage and ult them, right? So they get all on top of each other. Zenio then ults Zuka to save him, give him that damage and give him that heal, and then basically delete the Violet or whoever Zuka jumps on. Zuka has a lot of CC and they have a lot of stuns that they can combo on there.
This is the aggressive team we asked for. I mean, I wasn't 100% sure, like, what can they fit into this last role? I like the Zuka. I mean, he's a little bit unconventional in some regards, in terms of he's not overly meta, but I think he works really well with this draft. I think he ties in very well to the win condition of this draft. A lot of teams, we see them, they start a draft with an idea in mind. Enemy team picks some stuff like, ooh, crap, we have to deal with that. So then they change up their draft at the end, but we'll see.
We're going to have to see indeed. This is on the brink for Team Noob. Make sure you head over to Twitter and use the hashtag Valor Series to let us know if you feel Team Noob will lose their first ever finals match. They are 3-0. Will it be 4-0? They have a hill to climb as Vitality is up 1-0 in the series.
Vitality is up in this series. Not something I expected to say here going into game number 2, but they absolutely deserved that win. Team Noob needs to do a lot differently in this game, Sui J.
Yeah, watch the rotations from Azure here. I mean, he is always in the right place at the right time to help his teams either stay alive or get these picks in the side lane. And that's something to be watched. And this is, his teammate is probably one of the best in Europe. So I'm surprised that Team Noob gave him his best pick. And with this, 0-7 needs to be able to win this side lane against... Looks like he's facing Sutaro this time, so he may be a different, but Ika has been really showing up. And on this Lubu, I'm waiting for these crazy plays and these knockups that can help secure Vitality this second game here.
Yeah, Ika once again needs to step up in this lane matchup. He needs to be a beast. He was in game number 1. We need to see that again here as we see 0-7. What's catching your eye?
They switched. So now Ika is facing Zuka, and Chognar is actually on the Dragon lane. And Valor and Timio, they're now rotating with the Chognar. So there's a very interesting switch up here because they feel, maybe because it's Chognar is not really good into Azuka, and that's why they opted to put Ika up there because, you know, with Zuka being up there, he has a lot of gank potential.
He does indeed. And I love how both teams had 3 members sitting in bushes waiting to gank, and neither side were successful and have thus given up. That's actually hilarious. Both teams having the exact same idea of what they want to accomplish here in these side lane matchups. And of course, switching that, seeing that adaptation on the fly, that is a mark of a mature veteran squad, identifying where they are weak and shoring up those weaknesses.
Yeah, and look at this. Poseidon's going to try to get the snipe, but he's probably not going to be able to. Mr. Giant gets secured. Noob gets the Spirit Sentinel. However, Marat is level 4, but he's got to get these stacks up, and he gets the ultimate on. And look at the amount of damage there. Heal comes up just in time to save them and get away.
Yeah, they do indeed. Azure doing so much work, getting big stuns, multi-man stuns, the heal. And we do have the Pooty Poots, of course, getting massive value. We'll have to be in a bro here in just a bit when level 4 is reached. We'll see what happens as we advance here. Okay, here we go. They're going to go in. They're going to look to make something happen here at some point, but I mean, Team Noob already showing some aggression, but that first Dragon going over the way of Vitality, that's big.
Yeah, that is big, but they're pretty even. The Dragon's going to give them a slight level lead, so they got to abuse it as soon as the level turns to 5 and they have that level lead. But it's going to come down to how these side ganks are going to work here, or potentially a mid gank. But so far, both teams are playing extremely well, and you know that they're focused when there's no deaths and it's already 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, both of these teams are on full try-hard mode right now. Team Noob is like, all right, guys, we sort of maybe gave something up here in game number 1 that we shouldn't. Let's get back into this. We're the number 1 in Europe, and Vitality's like, maybe not for long. Yeah,
I'm surprised that with Tulin being picked here, they're not abusing and shutting down Murad's early game. Like I said before, Murad actually has a weak jungle, and the side Vitality is not leveraging that as Tulin. They have Tulin, Violet, and Teamy. I mean, strong, actually, early game invade potential before level 4, and they're not doing that to shut down Vex, and as a result, it might be tricky here for them in the late game.
We'll see as they are finally maybe going to look to make this rotation, but Pitch is there with that Angelic Splendor, going to look to go in. The Malleus is not going to connect, so they're trying to follow up here, but Vitality is going to retreat. The Pooty Boop with the stun coming in from Poseidon as well, forcing the team back. So we have a full committal, all the while Chognar will be pushing here, because again, that's the downside of having the Zennial in that position. When he does that global, when he rotates out, he does leave his lane exposed.
Yeah, but Chognar can't take towers that well, like an Omen or Lubu, you know, or, you know, even a Max, because Chognar doesn't have that much damage against tower, doesn't have a lot of attack damage. So as a result, even though Zennial leaves his lane, Chognar is not going to be able to take a tower that fast like an Omen would be. And this is why Omen is such a good lane matchup against a Zennial.
It is indeed, and we're seeing that now categorized so beautifully because that tower is still looking fairly strong here. And Chognar just like, I'm going to be useful in team fights. This laning phase, I'm going to do just okay.
Yeah, I love what Team Noob is doing here. They're switching lanes. Now 7 is in the bottom lane because Zennial went up to the top lane. Pitch went up to top lane, so they're just rotating lanes, exactly what the side of Vitality did as well. So with the side laners understanding this and just maximizing their rotation timing and maximizing their farm so no units lose farm to their towers hitting the wave. So really good on both teams here. And that's why, you know, their gold isn't that off and that different from each other.
No, we're only seeing like a couple hundred gold difference here, almost identical in fact. Both of these teams are showing that they can play at the absolute highest mechanical and macro level right now. As we see, again, they're not losing farm, they're not losing experience. They're pressuring out, posturing, looking towards these objectives, looking towards these towers. They are all doing exactly what they need to do here. The question just becomes, SuiJ, who can do it better?
Yeah, it comes down to who's going to initiate, because you think about it, SK, the risky thing is they have 0 tanks. Look at the builds on SK. There's no tanks on that side. They basically need to let Murad, let Vex poke the enemy team down using his ultimate, using using his blink abilities to get to the side of Vitality and then ult them and get them low and then go in really hard here.
Going in really hard is what the side of Team Noob is trying to do, as they do have the Angelic Splendor. Pitch is going to come in, but the poke damage not going to be enough to secure that. Oh, the follow-up initiation is there. We do Sudaro and crew in full retreat right now. Team Noob not able to find the pick they were looking for. That was big. Had a lot of resources committed to that as well. As we just see them rotating, though, I'm kind of surprised they didn't opt to just rip a quick dragon there, because they did actually force the back there from the Chognar.
Yeah, they did, and as a result, they're not going to take that dragon, but look at the pressure that Redemption can do as Violet. This is why ADCs are so strong. They put so much lane pressure on tower, and I love to see Vex make some real big moves here. He played Murad really well, but one thing about throwing off time, his blink ability, it actually stuns. It actually stuns and does damage, so he needs to like basically leap onto them and stun them, because if he can survive and Zeno can ult him, and he gets 4 stacks and ults on an enemy team, then that's a huge win condition for Murad here. And so far right now, he's not leveraging a lot of that poke Murad can do. Like, I want him to go in and out in these fights and just poke them low and then go aggressive, because honestly, Vitality's not pushing jungle, and they're giving a free tower over to the side of Vitality on top.
Yeah, Team Noob is... It's interesting here. They're having these moments of, I think they know exactly what they're doing, but then again, they're giving up free towers like that as well. I guess they're trying to just prioritize where they're getting this farm right now, and this situation, letting this go is worth it. But wow, look at the poke damage coming out from Murad right now. This is what we are talking about, and Poseidon as well, getting that long-range damage down the field, going bowling, knocking them down. That is what Team Noob is going to look to do in these fights, but Vitality is still sitting in a very good position to deny that. Almost a 1K goal. Actually, it's not even that, almost only a 500 gold lead right now. Both of these teams are neck and neck.
Yeah, this is what they need to, and they're going to catch Itka out. He cannot do much. The Hissy Fit hits him, and then they're 4 versus 1. Lubu does not stand a chance, even with his Conqueror ultimate turned on. And that's the rotation they need to do here. And now they need to either reset and set up for a dragon, which is what they're going to be doing. And as a result, oh, dragon's already been taken. They were not able to convert that into any objective, though. When they get a kill, they got to convert that into some type of tower objective or something, because now Vitality's going to get this tower if they don't defend it.
Ika, despite not being able to get any kills, actually did a ton of damage to the side of Team Noob in that little engage there, forcing 2 to back actually through all that. So that's part of the reason why. Yeah, he didn't, didn't get any kills, but he did so much damage that it didn't matter. Azur now is going to be the target. The Bina Bro ult is going to get off there just in time. The re-initiation, though.
Wow.
The baits are real, but it is Poseidon diving in to confirm that, but he's going to die himself. The 2-for-1 trade. Don't give people Teamy. Don't give Azur Teamy, because that is what happens.
Yeah, and that was a huge kill there. Violet just focused Zuka. Again, there's no tanks. Zuka doesn't have that much defense right now. He's putting war boots, so he's getting a lot more attack speed and just going in heavy, and that's really dangerous, because the amount of burst that Violet can do, along with the CC and 2 lens burst, they can delete this Zuka so quickly, and I feel like they need someone to tank. They need someone to distract, and Alice is building pure offense, and as a result, because they have no tanks, they can get eliminated and deleted so quickly.
Yeah, and Zero, I have to say, this Alice is actually putting on a show right now. Saving Private 07 here, or 09 I should say, is not able to get out in this situation. 07 almost dropping as well, though, as we do see Moon going down, so trading at least somewhat here. But that was actually crazy. Alice just walked all the way out, did a little dance along the bottom of the map, a fight breaking out in the jungle as well. This game is just absolute chaos. It's trying to find order in the chaos right now, and I think Vitality's doing that just a little bit better.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the way that they're rotating, they're getting these objectives. They got 2 dragons over Team Noob's 1 dragon. It's 3-3, so both teams are playing really, really safely. But again, Team Noob is execution heavy. Since they don't have a tank, one bad mistake, one out of position play, is going to be GG and death to any of their heroes here. So they got to be very careful. Zuka's got to engage properly. You know, the Alice has got to land some really clutch Sunshine stuns and Hissy Fit ultimates on the enemy team here to be able to win. And also, they need to combo it. Liliana has a stun. However, you know, if they don't combo this and they get engaged on, then Team Noob is going to have such a hard time.
Team Noob is going to struggle, absolutely. But they are also going to be the ones to look to go in this situation. On to Redemption. Azur not able to do enough there. The bro is going to be there, but it's not nearly enough. That is 2 clean kills. That is the initiation that Team Noob needed. There we go. Vitality, an uncharacteristic misstep so far in this game, thinking maybe they could find an opening there, but Team Noob just shut the door right in their face.
Yeah, 7 definitely made plays, and you saw that as soon as 7 went in, Pitch from away was able to use Angelic Splendor immediately to give him that damage, that 40% damage reduction onto Zuka, and then he gets the heal. So as a result, if they try to focus him, Zuka, although squishy, won't die as fast, and it's exactly how they need to play. And look at the amount of damage Zuka does. He has a damage amp when his passive comes up every 9 seconds or so, and as a result, he's actually pretty bursty with a lot of AoE damage. He's like the AoE mobile assassin.
What's interesting now, you know, the War Boots make sense going to the Rank Breaker as well, sort of timing that, just getting the armor reduction there, so that's kind of what I'm looking to see there. It makes a lot more sense now with the damage. Zuka's actually been doing fairly well here in this matchup, but Azur, oh, the Pooty Boots is being channeled. The re-engagement, speaking of Zuka, that's the target here as well, but not, oh, they are going to channel. Is it going to come off in time, though, as well? It is, oh, a slight misplay, but they're going to re-engage the Malice as well. Azur is there, the stun, not going to be enough. They're trying to follow up, and this Poseidon is the target as they're going in and looking to go on to Redemption as well, and is going to be Zuka getting counterpicked. Moon is there in the mid, the Tulin doing so much work, and Sutaro has joined the fray as well, and that is going to be Vex trying to run for dear life, and 0-9 as well, trying to get him out of the speed boost. Poseidon so nimble as well, able to escape, so trading at 1-for-1 in that fight.
Yeah, you can see how squishy against the side of Team Noob. These fights can turn on their heads so quickly because of this. And wow, look at the poke coming from Valor.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness. The Thunderbird ultimate comes out, but doesn't secure the kill. Zenio comes just in time to save.
Just in time, just barely, and it is Redemption who will follow the counter initiation from Team Noob as their pitch with a beautiful ult going in the Malice. The stun, the shield, the damage is there. Trading off, blocking the Thunderbird. That was almost blocking, I should say. The shield coming in from Alice was just enough to secure that save.
Yeah.
What clutch play from Team Noob, and now they're looking to Darkslayer.
And that was insane. I thought they were going to secure that kill because Thunderbird does so much damage when your opponent's HP is so low, but that was insane play. And then Pitch with this Zenio, he came in, he saved his shield. Look at the time, look how he lands the Malice. He landed 2 key stuns, saved his shield just in time, and then exploded it to kill Moon on Tulin here. So he literally turned around that fight, 1v3, killed Violet, killed Moon, and turned around that fight in favor of Team Noob there. And now they're even in gold. This is looking good for Team Noob so far. And now it's going to come down again to execution. And so far, Team Noob is just executing these compositions with a Zenio out onto Zuka. How Zuka's going in really deep, getting CC is working out really well for Team Noob.
We say this over and over. Any member on Team Noob has the potential to just go off. And there we're seeing the Zenio coming in and doing that work as well. So let's see what these teams can do here as they start to progress. Going in now towards this mid-game stage. 8 kills to 4, 36 to 35. The gold is basically even here as these teams are going to look to go to war. Vitality, they were able to keep up the pressure in game number 1, but they are struggling to keep it up here in game number 2. Team Noob has found a footing, and we know when they get that handhold, they almost never let go.
Yeah, and they gotta, here's what Team Noob can do with Murad here. They gotta be able to use Murad, right? Keep the minions alive and do exactly what he's doing here. Just poke them down and be able to hit tower. Look at it, he's dodging he has 2 iframes. You saw that he didn't take any damage. He can actually use both abilities at the right time and avoid the tower damage. That's exactly what they want to do. Let Murad go in, and when they try to protect tower, Murad can literally get free poke underneath tower. This is what Vex is going to do right here, watch.
They're going to go in, look at the poke! It's not even poke, you're just getting, what was that? You're just going to kill people at that stage. So we have now the damage ramp for the side of Noob is there. We saw Liliana half health Moon with a single ability, and now they're going in, pushing in here, trying to get these additional kills, but it is not going to work out for them in this situation. They don't have a lot of their key damage dealers here, so that was actually Team Noob getting a little bit too far forward. They're a little bit too antsy, as Zuka is going to fall, and now Vex and crew are in full retreat.
Yeah, Zuka's playing a little too aggressive. That was a perfect chaos protection there at the right time, because Alice tried to save Zuka with the Sunshine, but the ult didn't apply because guess what? Chaos protection is up and protecting his allies. And And because they're split up here, they're getting out-rotated. And as a result, they're allowing Vitality to get right back into this game against it. And this is really dangerous.
This is dangerous indeed. Pitch almost falling as well. Luckily, he hit the stage. He's quite tanky here. But now I'm going to watch the side of Vitality, how they split in these fights to not stack to get all of that damage that Murad is going to be bringing to the table here. This is really crucial. How they split themselves up in these fights, how they position, posture, rotate, and get this. And this is the rotation that they needed to find right now in terms of a macro scale. As the Dragon drops as well, Vitality looking so good. What a back and forth brawl.
Yeah, that was huge, and there's no reason that Team Noob needed to split up. Why did Murad go to top by himself and Zuka go in along with Alice into a 2v3 matchup? Murad, again, just needs to use the jungle minions. Don't allow Vitality to clear any jungle minions in their jungle and use Murad to literally poke under tower. If they try to defend that tower, they're going to get infinite poke from Murad, get them super low, and force them to back off, and then start taking these towers one by one. That's how you play Murad. Look at Azur. He's going to clear this minion out and deny that win condition from Murad here, because they have to do that. They have to deny minions in jungle, because that's Murad's win condition. And look at the damage that Murad does onto Azur, but Azur is pretty tanky at this point.
He's getting there. He's getting there in a very big way right now. And Azur going to be making plays here for his team over and over. Time and time again, he's going to look to go in right now. And this time he does find the Alice. The Hissy Fit is there, the shield, the damage reduction. Azur now deep in among his foes, and he's actually going to drop. His Moon is also the target. Team Noob is there. They're going in. The damage from Liliana. Look at that chunk to the side of Vitality, and the damage from Murad as well. The follow-up is there. Looking at that with the temporal. Oh, no, that was not what they needed. Vitality found an opening. That was their fight, but Team Noob took it somehow.
Yeah, what a good play there. Again, Vex is going in there unscathed, getting his ultimate off, dropping his another dimension, which slows his opponents in that circle for 90 seconds. And look at the items. Spear of Longinus there by Zuka and Murad. They can basically shred armor. So if Zuka gets on them and shreds their armor, and then Murad goes in there, also gives them more hits and gets max armor shred from that item, the amount of damage that comes from Murad and Zuka is going to be devastating. So if Murad finishes Fenrir's Tooth, that's going to be massive damage coming from Murad, because Zuka is going to be able to do so much burst along with Liliana to get their health below 50 HP. Murad comes in and just ultimates. That Fenrir's Tooth is going to be so much damage. But instead, he's going to finish actually the Beast and get more lifesteal and just more straight attack power damage to synergize more with the Spear of Longinus there.
Rank Breaker, Spear of Longinus, Muramasa. Like, okay, good luck to you. Everything you wanted to do is now out the window. He is just going to be hitting like a truck. He is stacked right now. This is a Murad feeling good.
Yeah, and if you stack Spear Longinus on multiple times, 5 stacks is the max. That's 250 armor that removes. So that's going to be a lot of physical damage that goes through from the side of Murad. And Murad has a natural 5% damage amp. When Murad unlocks his Rift of Time, he has 5% damage now, so his ult does a lot more damage because of his passive there, and that's what makes him so deadly once he gets a full build like this.
Oh yeah, no, he is going to be hitting like a truck. It's just watch it back. He's gonna. This is the whole the play right now. You go and just drop that, get that poke, reset, play safe, go back in, poke. And poking as a melee hero, you often like, oh, how does that work exactly? That's how it works right there. His ability to just go in, dish all that initial the damage, and watch like Azur. I mean, luckily Azur is still so tanky at this point. It's wow, that's actually impressive. That didn't do a whole lot of damage at all.
Yeah, I mean, he has Muramasa, he has some armor pierce, but Azur, he needs to apply more of the armor shredding there for Murad to do more damage. But again, you know, Murad doesn't have Fenrir's Tooth. Oh, and look at Zero's time. He's caught out. Azuka. And look at the shield bearer that he received. He's barely going to survive that.
They're going back in now. It is Sutaro, who's maybe too far forward there. The Chognar will be the target. Azur as well, splitting the focus, but they can do it. The Reiki shots will be chasing down Azur as Moon is trying to rally the team. They're going up to the high ground, but a great Hissy Fit as well. Going to be securing that, and that is going to be now Ika going up against Poseidon as Azur is going to drop in the mid lane as well. Ika on the flank there with that loop with the stun. The follow-up. Nice stun there coming in there as well from 0-9. They're going to chase under the tower, but Poseidon doesn't go too far because he's still quite fragile at this stage of the game, diving underneath this tier 2 tower, and that is going to be Team Noob with a couple nice kills, pushing now into this mid.
Yeah, they got to get another tower. They're going to be able to push this tower easily here, and that was such a close fight. 0-7 just was one auto attack from dying, and we're not able to secure. He was like, get out just in time. He had the bears, he had that shield up, and look at Zuka go in there. Wow, it just deletes Moon immediately.
And they're going now, the follow-up onto Ika, the Lubu, the damage. They're going in onto the core. Team Noob, in an instant, a couple kills is all they need. They are taking it to game number 3.
First Blood might have gone in the direction of Vitality, but Team Noob has shown why they are ranked #1 in Europe and force a game #3 here in the Valor Series Europe. Now, while we have credited Vitality many times in their proactivity and their cohesive decision to have a strategy coming into the game, it seemed like we're seeing Team Noob just not 2 or 3 steps ahead like what we're used to seeing, but 1 step ahead. And that's exactly what they were able to do to get that victory in game #2.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality didn't deny jungle. I mean, Murad is weak early. You have to shut him down. That his win condition is to scale, get to level 4, and start abusing his ultimate. Even then, Murad actually didn't do as much. He didn't poke as much as I expected. But the key was, again, 0-7 and Pitch. The side lane's really down. Look at Pitch, 7-0-6. He had a 1v3 and got a kill on Violet and onto the Tulin as well. So this man literally carried on a Zenio, and as a result, set up a lot of good plays for the entire team to be successful here.
But I think you said it so beautifully, though. They didn't take away the pressure in the other game. Vex didn't die. Not once.
Yeah, he didn't. He was safe.
He was safe. They kept him safe. But a lot of it was, as much as them keeping him safe, it was just also Vitality not pushing that potential advantage there at that stage. So again, I think 1 step ahead, maybe, but it really just came down to a couple team fights fought slightly better, but like they made Noob fight for that. Like Vitality rolled game #1, Team Noob barely won game #2. So now game #3, this is the question because we know that Noob is a momentum-based team.
We also know that Vitality can make adaptations in between the games. A clear example of that in the semifinals. We have 1 replay to show you, and it's just over that 11-minute mark. And this is where Vitality actually had themselves a little bit of a misstep, going too far, but Team Noob capitalizing.
Yeah, look at Pitch. He lands a 3-man malice. He does this multiple times, and then Poseidon just follows up with him to secure these kills. And the backline, Moon is basically not able to win this fight against Team. And then Alice landing a lot of key Sunshine placements. I mean, the way that Pitch is playing that game, it was so aggressive, Zenio, that he did an amazing job to coming in the fight and just turning around the tide.
This was the war of the supports. 100%. No, this is 100% the war of the supports. You got Teamy, you got Alice. I mean, I still, in my heart, Zennials, he's still a support. You have that war going on here, and it was really, that's what it came down to. In the end, who could go out clutch, save your carries at those moments, because we saw sometimes it came down to a single auto attack difference of damage. And at this level, that's all it takes. 1 auto can spell the difference between winning a game and losing a game.
Well, we're going to get ourselves started with the pick ban phase. We're not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. Now, that was 2 very separate games. Now, because it has been reset, it is a best of 1. We've talked about the momentum of Team Noob. We've talked about the adaptations of Vitality. Seeing both of those come into play, Suijay, how are you expecting this ban phase to come out as we see Wonder Woman being the first one banned away by Team Noob?
Yeah, I think they're going to continue to focus the side lane. Potentially Zenio may get banned, and they're not going to give it to the side of Pitch. They should not give Pitch Malik or Zenio. We see what this guy can do on those 2 specific heroes. You know, on Max, it's depending on how his team does in the early game, Max can make a big difference, but he can also get shut down, as we've seen. So with Vitality here, they need to, I think they need to decide if they're going to give Liliana over, or I guess, you know, they're going to decide to give either Liliana, Zenio, or Malik on the side of Team Noob and just go ahead and ban the Zephyrs and deny them.
I think it's really good, again, going to come down to...
Ooh, they banned Zenio instead.
They banned Zenio. That's interesting. It comes down to, I think, the comfort in some of these situations. When these teams are at this stage of the game, and you talk about adaptation, and you talk about, you know, momentum, comfort still plays a huge role.
I like the decision at the tail end of the last 2 bans for Vitality to ban away the Zephyrus and the Ryoma to prevent any sort of super early aggression coming out of Team Noob. If they're going to win, if Team Noob is going to come out on top, Vitality is saying you're going to have to beat us in the team fights. You're going to have to out-rotate us in the mid to late game. As you can see, Pitch picking up one of his staple point in the Malik. Liliana and Max. Max we have seen to a great success for the side of Vitality.
Malik picked over Liliana first. I think that says a lot to the mindset of these players because she's found mixed success here so far.
Ooh, Alice again.
Alice again.
Wow,
okay.
That's a really good engage though. You get a hissy
look
fit
at that. Yeah, look at those stuns.
and a Malik ultimate. It slows, hissy fit slows, reduces mana turn. So now they can pick like Tulin. They can pick, you know, any mage would work really well. I mean, they can even pick Zill, but instead, you know, they're gonna pick that Chognar to counter the Alice here. As we know, Chognar does work, but if he's side laned, which I hope he's not, he doesn't really is not a good counter into these other side laners.
Interesting, sort of how much less of a priority. I don't think we're gonna see an Arthur.
Got to keep you some memes fresh. It's the finals, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun.
Though I might actually. Okay.
Yeah, there's
Murad again.
Murad again is going to get picked out. I like the decision of Vitality to create a much more balanced composition. They're not floating too far in one direction. They're saying we have these in certain individuals that can carry in different aspects of the game. But for me, seeing what you have for the backline of Noob as an Ormar comes out. So
early game, that's huge early game.
Yes.
They gotta be his early game.
The Lindis and the Ormar, the roams that they've got mixed in combination with the Chognar, it's a tiny move, but it's one of those little microcosms we talk about. The tiny little microcosm of one misstep of Noob and that capitalization with the Ormar could start the snowball.
Vitality won when they got the pressure in earlier and were able to keep it up.
Yes.
Game number 2, they weren't quite able to get that same pressure. And yeah, they had a hard-fought war, but in the end, Team Noob's late game, we talk about it for a reason. But this time, Ormar, early, pressure. Vitality seems to know where there was, again, getting the read, adaptation. They're knowing when they're winning, they're knowing when they're losing. All right, let's play where we're strong.
Yeah, they need to win early with Ormar, otherwise that comp's going to fall off, and they cannot get onto the Murad. Murad has infinite poke late game, and they don't have a really strong engage to shut him down, so they need to shut him down early and just snowball this and push all the towers down so that he has no jungle to deal with. You get all the lane towers down, you starve him, and Murad can't come back into the late game.
One final point. Personal preference on I don't like timer drafts as much. I call them timer drafts. So like, we need to win by X time or else we lose. I'm not a huge fan of them personally, but I feel like Vitality, this is a confident move from them, and that's why in this situation I like it, because it shows that they're not afraid to just like, look, we appreciate where we win and lose. You know where we win and lose, but we're still going to play it anyway.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, young Padawans, whoever you may be that is watching, it is game number 3 of the finals. We want to know what you guys think at home. Hashtag Valor Series. Let us know your predictions. Winner takes all. Is the 4-peat going to happen, or is Team Noob going to find themselves for the first time ever in the Valor Series losing in the finals? Vitality is 1 win away. Raise your Jedi sabers, raise your hype trains, because in Virum Suije, all is on the line.
I do appreciate that it is the revenge of the 5th here, Jump. Thank you so much for getting us in here for the final game of our grand finals here for Europe. This is an opportunity for a team to beat the streak that is Team Noob. Vitality of any team that has looked like they were going to do it. This is the game, this is the set, but will it be the match?
Yeah, you can see Moon playing aggressive in lane here. He's actually out-trading the Tulin as a Liliana, just poking down Poseidon. And it looks like pretty even, but look at the rotation down by Moon. Aggressive rotation with Chognar and Lindis now coming in, and they're going to start taking this jungle, exactly what they need to do to begin to shut down this Murad early game.
This is exactly what we were expecting and asking for from Vitality. They are just keeping up this pressure, denying the farm early. And hey, this is exactly what you wanted, Suije. It's like they're listening.
Yeah, and that is going to be looking pretty good. Really nice job. These 3 rotations here, Vitality, are really strong, but they can get counter-initiate on here, and Vex is going to do that. Wow.
Azur is going in. He's going to fall, though, trying to peel for his team, but there's the Red Stallion, the knock up, the slow. One more auto, and that is redemption. That was not the bush to walk into, dear friend. I know that's where you're strong, Lindis, but in that situation, that was not a friendly bush.
What a nice coordinated collapse there. Vitality had that really nice river rotation, kind of getting territory control, but SK's like, I mean, Team Noob's like, hey, they are there, all 3 are there. They come in and they focus right onto Ormar, because early game, your tank isn't a tank yet until it gets those items.
Yeah, Ormar in the early game obviously has quite a bit of impact, but as this starts to go on, well, we see him start to fall off a little bit here. So Vitality needs to leverage that here in the early game. They have the Chognar, they have the Ormar. They will be able to get some nice fights here with that. But Redemption and crew, the damage needs to be there. But it is going to be the Dragon going the way of Team Noob. They are not going to let this happen. They are not going to let Vitality set the pace, as we do have the big shot going in. Redemption's the target. The Shiny team now able to do so in the back, and then is Azure as well, getting so very low. The team is following up onto that, and that is the kill, the damage, the stun, the follow-up. Moon is trying to rally, but the heal is there. Will 0-9 survive the Endure? 0-9 is running for dear life. Moon is there, the Reiki shot, and that's it.
Wow, what a nice play there. It was a 4v1, and he still got a kill. What a perfect timing of the Endure, too. But you can see when Liliana goes hard, she does so much damage. And if he was more late game and full build, he probably would have been able to clean up a lot of that fight. But unfortunately, he's not. But beautiful engage there by Pitch on this Malik. I was saying, why are you giving this guy Malik? His shock was right on point, and we see 0-7 come in with Lubu and get that perfect knock-up and CC the side of Vitality, getting these kills, and as a result, putting themselves ahead. But this tower trade by Max here is really good for Vitality.
I got to give props to Vitality. They lost some advantage somewhere on the map, but they found it elsewhere here. But they are down almost 2K gold at this stage of the game. 6 kills to 1. Team Noob was supposed to be the team, supposed to have the draft that didn't do as well in the early game, but they're showing, nah, we're good. We're just fine here. It's Poseidon, though maybe not quite standing up to that right now, as he's going to get instantly deleted. Murad's like, I'm going to get out of here in this situation. So, a slight recovery here from Vitality, and once again, back on the invade.
Yeah, nice invade here. They got to keep this up to cancel out this Murad. Looks like he's going to use ultimate secure the red buff instead, and then back off here. But Moon looks like he's be slightly out of position, but they're engaging so hard here.
And the re-engage to the backline is Pitch is going to find that he is going to still drop, though. But look at the damage from that Murad. Oh, no. Lubu's run the frame as well. That flank onto the back was absolutely massive. The counter initiation onto the backline was there. Suitaro and crew trying to escape, not able to do so. The knock of the red stallion, the follow-up, the slow. And we are going to have Ika. Oh. A slight misstun there from 0-9. That was actually unfortunate.
But he landed a stun earlier to get that kill and help Lubu get onto the Chognar and secure the kill there. And now they're going to rotate to the Dragon immediately, and then they need to reset. But this is a very smart and decisive play. And look at Alice there, resetting that blue golem to basically waste their time.
This is so funny because this is the definition of Team Noob in a nutshell. They start off slow, they start to ramp in game number 2, and by the time you get them into game number 3, when they've warmed up, when they've got the beat on you, they just start to go off. 10 kills to 3 into a strong early game composition from Vitality. I don't think this is Vitality, because again, this is not what they expected at all, but I appreciate the fact that they're still playing to their win condition. They're still doing these invades. Even though it's not working out for them, they're still trying it. They didn't give up on the composition right away. If it failed once, they still kept trying to make it work here. But now, are we at the point where you maybe have to try and adapt?
Yeah, I mean, they have to now that because the Murad is now not losing jungle and they're winning objectives, they're getting fed. It's gonna be really hard to play against. And look at this, they're gonna take this tower. Look at the Malik ultimate again. Pitch is such a beast on this Malik, making plays, and they gotta counter rotate. They gotta protect these towers. They gotta try to get picks.
Yeah, they do. And speaking of picks, Max is going to go in here onto 0-7 as well. 0-9 is the one who slowed. The heal is being popped. Moon is trying to chase it down. The Ricky shot. Going to look after that, but Redemption walking too far forward once again on this Lindis. Instantly identifying the key target. Azure is going to drop as well. He just has no health at this stage in the game, but Ika is going to try and follow up on this. Poseidon is helping his team so much. Look at the multitasking as Lubu is taking the tower as well, but finally Ika is there. A misstep. The Endure, but I'm not sure it's enough. Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on!
Wow, not enough to survive with the Endure, but these Endure timings have been great from all sides of the fights here. And again, they're losing these towers, they're losing these trades, they're losing these team fights. And Vitality at this point, they gotta stop the bleeding. They gotta get Lindis to late game here. They gotta feed her everything. Just literally give this Lindis all the farm you can, because she is the one that's gonna carry these fights. Azure is a lower level, so he cannot tank as much. He's gotta be careful and not tank the damage, because the side of Noob is gonna just delete them.
Yeah, we need to put Lindis on the Jabba the Hutt diet and just get her nice and fat here going into this late game. Get all the carry going in as another Abyssal Dragon is going to be taken here by Team Noob. They rip this apart so fast, all because of the space created by Pitch and crew. Tulin getting this pressure in the wind, but wait, Darkslayer potentially going to be scouted here.
That's risky.
This is so risky. They have the vision up aside, and he needs to be very careful, though, as Azure going to look to start to initiate here, but he's going to be able to get himself out so mobile, and now 0-7 and crew are going to look to go in. This is the Lubu trying to initiate the stun, the hissy fit, the follow-up, 0-9, the damage. This Ormar is literally just food. He is just going over to the side of Team Noob time and time again and just putting more and more gold into their pocket. He is a gift from the side of Vitality. I feel bad because he just can do nothing in this game so far.
Yeah, and that's why Zura's got to be careful. He's a lower level. But look at his Maraud here, poking under tower. This is exactly how you want to play her. You can see that. He just dodges.
Look at the aggro trading.
It's insane how they're drawing this aggro. And Moon probably going to fall here. Actually, no, going to survive.
That was incredible. He goes in. Tower, oh no, comes back in.
wow.
Yeah, jungle minions are a thing. So he goes back in, sets that up, gets the ult off, gets that initial damage, but Lubu's still there, but with the minions, but he's not actually auto-attacking her. He's letting Murad take that aggro, so then he's still under the tower in that position, not getting that damage. The way they're able to do that just shows how incredible the synergy from Team Noob. They are firing on all cylinders, Darkslayer to boot. Vitality's looked so strong all day, but it's falling apart.
Yeah, it totally is. But you saw what Vex did with Maraud there. He had that jungle main the whole time. Just hitting, coming in, poke, disappear with the Thorn of Time, come back in the fight, and then ulted and killed you. You're not safe on their tower against Maraud. That's why he is so good in late game, because he literally can out-poke and out-trade anyone when his win condition is up.
It is indeed, but the fight going in there top as well as they're chasing under the tower. Azure is going to drop again. Azure, someone we have hyped up so much, just not put on a hero in a position where he can make these big plays. His team was relying on him. He needed to be an X factor here, but instead just not quite having the damage and the support, the stun, the CC, everything that his team needs. Redemption somehow surviving the threat from 0-7 there. That was hyper impressive.
Yeah, that was really close. What a good, look at all the skill shots. I mean, 0-7 is landing all of his knockups, his Red Stallions, and also his Impales. That Impale almost killed Moon there, but it didn't. And now look at the gold lead. It's becoming too far to come back, and Vitality just needs to get a pick, stop the bleeding, and get a pick. Because honestly, they give too many deaths over. 19 kills on the side of Team Noob is just too much. They're too fed now, and Vitality just needs to stop the bleed and get picks at this point.
We know that this is where the side of Team Noob excels as they go in here into the late game. Look at that damage. You just cannot do anything against that. As the tower pressure is here, the minion waves are coming in across the board. Team Noob is rallying, looking so strong here in game number 3. When you get them to this mid to late game and they are ahead, good luck, because they know how to close out games. Vitality are going to need to pull out every dirty trick in the book. They are going to need to pull out everything they have learned, all the dedication and practice. They need to take it to Team Noob, because Team Noob is going to look to end this right here, right now.
Yeah, they're putting so much pressure in this lane here, and this is going to be really, really tough for Vitality. Losing the high ground tower on that side with so much map pressure. Now they're just rotating and continuing to push. And look at Vex. He's going to be able to poke here. Actually, he decides not to go in.
Speaking of going in, that is Poseidon standing in the midst of all his foes. The Endure is there. Can he get out? No, but the damage has been done. Look at the Murad follow-up, the stun, forcing back the entire side of Vitality. He's like, well, I'm caught out. I can try and retreat, or I can have health your entire team.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he was doing. He had that red golem to stack on. And once he stacks, he can just go in here and then just and do so much. And look at that perfect combo there. Dropping another dimension, which slows movement speed by 90%. Drops your opponent's armor, and he goes in, and look at it. He might be able to fit it, and he gets the ult off and finishes the deal. Look at that damage. That is how you play Maraud. However, Max is going to get onto him and lock him down and get a kill.
Yeah, potentially here, he's diving under the tower, and it is going to secure that kill. 0-9 not being able to do quite enough here, despite the hissy fit, the shield, and the sunshine. They're going to try and follow up, again, another missed stun here, but it is now Poseidon joining the fray, and Max, farewell. You tried.
Yeah, you tried. You got the kill on Maraud. You got the kill on Vex. However, that's not going to be enough for him to get back. They have to win a key fight here. They got to get to level 15 or close to level 15.
They need
as
to
soon as
not lose the
can.
game right now.
Yeah, they cannot lose the game right now.
They need to try and kill this minion. That is the priority here, and it is going to be Sutaro giving up his life for that in the process, though, but he needs to kill that key minion because the backdoor protection will be here, but they're going to wait for the next minion wave. It is a while away, but they're just diving under the core, under the towers. Redemption falls. Look at the way they're juggling this aggro, but look at the backdoor protection. This core is not dying quite yet, but it is there getting so low. It is Moon trying to survive, trying to sustain. Ika is there, but they just can't kill this core at the backdoor, and Ika is able to do so much damage to the minions in the mid as well, trying to take down this mid tower, but it is Ika doing so much work. We asked for him to go off, Suijay. We needed him to be a playmaker. He's doing it right now.
Yeah, he is. He's keeping his team alive as possible, but guess what? Vex is here. And that's going to secure the game.
That is going to be it. Vitality so close, and yet so far. Team Noob will take it again. They will be your victors here for EU in the Valor series.